You know, the hardest part of being in relationship is being vulnerable. Being vulnerable is really, really hard. You have to admit to yourself um, that you have needs, that you hurt, that someone else has disappointed you, that they're not meeting your needs or giving you what you want. And different relationships require vulnerability in different ways, but it all is uncomfortable. When we show up as only the strong mom, as only the strong partner, as only the strong teacher or doctor or family member, when we show up as only that person, people treat us as that. See, people treat us the way we show them that we want to be treated, that we deserve to be treated. And so when we don't show up in our vulnerability, they cannot meet us at our place of need. When we don't show up in the places and spaces and ways that acknowledge our wholeness as women, as people, then they can't give that back to us. They can't reflect that back to us. I mean, the world is a mirror, right? And when you look in the mirror, what do you see? If you cover it up with makeup or clothes or whatever, that's all that you can see. So what do you project into the world? If you don't show the pieces of you that aren't pretty, that are scary to somebody, I'm not saying walk around the streets like a hot mess all the time, but there have to be people in your lives that you show your truest self to, that you can be vulnerable, because that's the only way you can receive something to fill that need. The vulnerability is a place where it says, this is a need that I have that's not met. This is a desire that I have. This is a fear that I have. And the only way to get a response to that, to get a comfort of that, to get an acknowledgement that it's going to be okay, is to share it, right? So people can't meet your deepest needs if you're not willing to be vulnerable. That's in any relationship. That's whether it's your partner or your spouse, your children, depending on their age. You know, I'm always age appropriate, right? Your friends, your family. Hopefully you have a tribe as great as my tribe. But they can only give you what you're willing to show them that you need. They know some of the basic stuff that you need because everybody needs them. But specifically, what is it that you need in your relationships? And who do you get it and how do you get it? I would hypothesize that one of the ways that you get it is by showing up in your truest, authentic self. And that means being vulnerable. That's scary, scary. I mean, my heart pounds even thinking about it sometimes. But if we're not vulnerable, we can't get our needs met. And I think that the basis of it all is fear. Fear that they won't meet our needs. Fear that they won't take our needs seriously. Fear that they will minimize the importance of our needs when it feels so critical to us. So that fear causes us to hide. It causes us to keep the mask on. It causes us to not let people know who we are and what we need. We got to remove the mask. We got to be vulnerable. And we got to learn how to do it, who we should do it with, and when we should do it and how. I'm not suggesting at all that you should walk around being completely vulnerable all the time. But I am suggesting that you have to have a place where that is a part of your everyday, routine, common life. So won't you join me on this journey? If you're struggling to find the places and spaces in your life where you can be vulnerable, let's talk about it. DM me. Let's have a consultation and see if there's a path to the truest you. I'm Dr. T.